I am so glad we're talking about men weaponizing food in household. This is one of the main reasons I'm so glad I will never have to have a man in my house. Because men feel entitled to the food of the house and will exhibit a level of control over it that can become so extreme in nature that even other people within the household will starve at the expense of men having more food in the house.
Alright, I'm back again to hit you with some knowledge about why men are so terrified right now. Studies have been conducted that women can make babies with other women without men. Yes, you heard that right. We do not need anything from a man to create a baby. The result? We will only have women children. So now let's talk about evolution. Women have had to survive in the society we live in today because of the threats of violence against us. So as we evolve, we become more consciously aware what is actually happening to us in order to survive. And this deep-rooted consciousness that is happening with women all over the world, and I mean all over the world, is absolutely terrifying to the male species. They have used power and control in order to shut us up and put us in a corner. But what they don't understand is that we are too conscious. We have become too conscious, and you can't take consciousness away from a human. Now, in order for the male species to survive, they must evolve too. And this is absolutely terrifying to them because they've lived in the comforts of their safety for so long. And as we bring consciousness to the male species, they now understand that women actually hold all of the power. Women decide whether the universe procreates and continues. So I say all of this to really say it's time to evolve. Each and every one of us. It's time to evolve and make this world a better place.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and this is probably gonna be two-part video because I don't have time to make solo videos. The first video, the chick was talking about how men like to share or hog all the food in the house and be dominant and assert their dominance to take more food, and even if they don't eat it, they're just taking it because they're trying to muscle the women. No, ma'am, that's just your fucking household. I don't know if you live with a whole bunch of fucking ogres or overly domineering men or male chauvinistic men. I don't know. Stop trying to project that onto like the rest of society. That's called projection. Not only that, it's a lesbian talking about how the woes of being around men. Ma'am, you don't like us. Like, any advice or suggestion or you giving to, I don't know, women or straight women, ma'am, there is no man that says, yo, especially around studs, there's no straight man saying, yo, I want to kick around a whole bunch of women that look like dudes and little boys and don't like me. We're not doing that. The only person that's doing that is Izzy Dre, and he's making fun of thick studs. Ma'am, you look like a string bean with locks. Nobody's checking for you. But in any event, this video right here that you just got done seeing, chick look like G.I. Jane talking about we don't need men to make babies. Ma'am, they haven't needed men to make babies in over fucking 30 years, right? It's called vitro fertilization, and even that they still need sperm. So what the fuck are you talking about? Even if they can make babies with a synthetic womb that's not attached to anything in an incubator or whatever, and don't have to use an actual man, they still need sperm, right? The zygote or zygote hits the penetrates the egg and makes a human being, right? Women, if I'm not mistaken, don't contain a zygote, which is a sperm, or it might be the egg, I don't know, but you need both components. It's just the way things are. I don't make the rules, I just live by them. So like, you still need us. Aside from her talking about like you don't need men, till I see a barrage of women out there, or women in droves being plumbers, electrician, up on skyscrapers, building shit on high beams. Yeah, you need us. Like, until the overwhelming car maintenance repair shops is run by women, you need us. You kind of do. Like, I can't tell you how many women that I dated that act like fucking cars were ran on magic fairy dust. I dated a woman that didn't get a fucking oil change until her fucking oil had damn near evaporated out her engine. The motherfucker would have blew up had I not got some oil, right? They say you should get oil change every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on what type of oil you use. This bitch, like, literally was on 6,000 miles. The fact that the engine hadn't exploded is beyond me. Yeah, and this just goes into like misandry. I'll probably exit this video with a man talking about misandry that happens in America that we don't talk about, right? Everybody talks about misogyny, how men hate women or whatever. Men that have latent homosexual tendencies that hate women, right? But we never talk about the man-eating that's out here that clearly hate men, right? This whole thing, she said we're going to bring consciousness back to the world. Ma'am, everybody in the world has consciousness that's not dead. Yeah, I hate when people haphazardly use this damn word and just arbitrarily throw it around, right? The definition of consciousness, a state of being awake and aware of one's surrounding. If a man, woman, child, cat, and a dog is actually awake and aware of their surroundings, they are by definition conscious. I don't know why people be like, you're not conscious. The only people that's not conscious in the fucking world is people that's 6 feet deep in the graveyard. So yeah, let that marinate. Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of people, especially these men hating lesbians. Like, if you hate men, I get it. Like, you don't have to rub it in our faces. We're not asking you to like us. And actually, most men don't give a fuck about what lesbians think about the male species, because, like, unless you're creating a weapon industrial complex and selling weapons to other countries and actively signing up for the military in droves, like, you can stall us with all that bullshit. Like, just because you got the buzz cut and you're wearing these unflattering beige colors does not mean that, like, you're G.I. Jane. You just a woman that want to be a man, and you want to be a man so much that you're projecting your bullshit thoughts and ideals onto the internet, which brings me back to the internet. This is the internet, bitch. We don't care about all that shit. Stop trying to, like, kick knowledge. I really wish people, this woman looks like she's clearly in her late 40s with all that goddamn salt and pepper in her hair. We kind of don't care what you think. And what you're kicking is nonsense, because, like, let's be realistic here. Women ain't, like, the only thing keeping you safe at night is laws. I'm gonna be the first to say that. It's a lot of people that running around, women running around thinking that they're safe because on their own merit. It's like, bro, if there wasn't laws and shit in place, you guys would be food every night. You'd be victims. Not by me, of course, because, like, I don't seek out women to harm. That's not my thing. I'm just be a real nigga and say what it is. A lot of people, women especially, they forget that it's because there are laws and parameters in society, and that's what keeps you safe at night. That's not, like, real life. In real life, if there were no laws, you would be a victim. And I think a lot of people, whether male or female, should take that in consideration, that, like, a lot of people pop off, especially with the age of the internet. People just pop off like they got it like that. Well, let's not get it fucked up and get fucked up. The only reason that you're actually safe at night is because there's laws. And depending on where you live, even that shit don't matter, right? Restraining order ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Laws ain't nothing but years. People get parole, and they gonna continuously make weapons illegally or legally. So yeah, like, you're not entirely safe. I hate this notion that women think that men are just this barbaric creature that's trying to do them harm. If I'm not mistaken, this video right here, this woman is in, I think, Tanzania. They got a female president. She just been sentenced to death because she was dancing and shit, right? She was dancing as a protest against the Tanzania government, and let's just say the president of that country didn't take kindly to that shit. So now she's been sentenced to death by hanging. That's not of a man's doing. A woman did that. So I think a lot of people, let me rephrase that, I think a lot of women need to go back to the drawing board and critically think about the shit that they say online, because this is a whole bunch of nonsense. You just don't like men. We get it. Get you a girlfriend. What the fuck are you talking about us for? I never understand when women talk about men that don't like men. Like, if you like women, shouldn't you just be going with your married life? To be on the internet and be talking about and criticizing straight men or heterosexual relationships, you are not qualified anymore. You took yourself out the running. This reminds me of a conversation I had with a female friend that was a lesbian. She was talking about how men like to control women. I had to stop her and be like, bro, you don't even like men. What the fuck are we talking about here? And she was like, well, just because I don't date men, that makes me unqualified. That exactly makes you unqualified. That's almost as worse as this nigga, and I'm going to try to find the video. This is a nigga giving advice to straight women about straight men.
Girl, if you're a plus size woman and you're dating, I need you to understand something. Most guys are into you, and if they're not into you, then they have a small dick.
It's like, bro, you don't even like coochie. Fuck are we doing here? You're just talking to be talking. And I don't know who the fuck is listening to this shit, because anybody with a half a brain would be like, he don't even date women. Just like this woman. You don't even date men. You don't date men. You're not married to one. You have no husband. Like, we understand you once upon a time did like men, but those days are over. So just live your life. In any event, if y'all like this episode, you know what to do, and I'm out.
When we talk so much about misogyny, most women can't tell you what the term is for a strong distaste and hatred for men. What's the term? What's misandry. The misandry? Being a misandrist.
No.